priest remembers everything. What are you looking for? Me matters.
Remain vigilant.
Hey, are you with the guild too? I'm waiting on someone from the guild. And if you don't know, well, I might just have to kill you. Ha! I knew it! I just knew you were with the children. Are you here to give me my assignment? Luth said someone would be coming soon with my first task. I can't wait! Yeah, that's me. Edgar's brother. You've heard of him, right? He's already a fledgling. He told me the first tasks aren't too bad. You know, delivering messages, eavesdropping, that kind of thing. And I really hope so, because, to be honest, I get a little queasy at the sight of blood. I never really thought about it, to be honest. I guess I was a little jealous of my brother. He's doing so well. He's got food in his belly, decent clothes, and these days that's about as good as it gets. That's why I want to join. My brother always says I speak without thinking, and one day it's going to get me killed. But that's just who I am, you know? When I'm excited about something, I can't hold it in, or it feels like I'll burst. But wait, I'm waiting for my task. I have to prove myself. Please, give me a chance. I can't believe it. I can't believe you're that naive, falling for the old innocent young recruit trick. Soft-hearted, are we, hatchling? You just show that you care more about random strangers than following orders. Luth had you figured out. He knew you'd needed testing. There's no place. It means you're out. And if you even think about telling anyone what you've seen here, trust. So, I suggest you do as you just told me. We've got nothing left to discuss. You could have been someone.
can say that. Someone comes, lights them in here, and then dies on all watch? People would be at my door with pitchforks.
He's waking up. Welcome back to the land of the living, our hero.
Welcome to my home. Quite a scene unfolded at the men here, with you at the heart of it. I can't decide if I'm more delighted or surprised. What was it that made the men here react to you? I see. You have a habit of not taking things seriously, don't you? But this is no trivial matter. Come now, you must have a theory. The local men here have been... Rather than you come along, breathe life into what was dead, and, whether you meant to or not, alter the course of our history. Tell me, do you know what this menhir represents? So they say. The menhirs were raised by Merlin to ward off the ancient mists that burst monsters beyond human comprehension. But none of this matters in our current situation. Here, the menhir represents something more. For some, it's a symbol of freedom and independence. And for others, like our guest from Camelot, whom I'm sure you've seen, it's a symbol of power. Power once granted by King Arthur, and therefore by Camelot. And power that has been granted can be taken away. Officially, they say they want to gather all the menhirs scattered across Avalon, set them around Camelot, and bring people there to ensure their safety. I don't think we know each other well enough to speak on unofficial terms. I'm well aware. And now we're also facing an outbreak of the Red Death, which will no doubt influence Camelot's decision on whether to offer my people shelter. But with the menhir reignited, and bloodshed is something neither we nor the capital want. I don't know, to be honest. It's not something I could admit publicly, but I feel both sides have a point. I understand the people who don't want to abandon their homeland, and I understand the knights who must face a long-lost terror and find a solution to an impossible problem. Believe I want you to speak with Dinho and try to calm him down. He's the commander of Camelot's forces stationed in Connacht, and as you probably imagine, your presence here didn't exactly make his job easier. With the men here active again, everything could change. Palamiti's shield, you say? An unusual request. That shield rests beneath the men here. And legend has it that it used to fuel its power for centuries. I don't mind if you look at it, touch it, whatever you need. Just don't take it. It's a treasured relic, and you're probably just as attached to your head, which you'll lose if we catch you trying to steal the shield. If you need anything, speak to Ansem. He's the one who decides what's worth my time.
I should stay out of trouble. Just keep your head down. You startled me. Ah, a new face. I am Anselm, Major Domo to Lord Yvain. Any business to be done in Connacht usually passes through my hands first. From managing the court's affairs to ensuring Connacht doesn't collapse under its own weight, it's my duty to keep things running smoothly. Not an easy task, given the times. And you? What brings you here? Wandering so close to the heart of Connacht's business. You don't strike me as the idle type. Life at court is a delicate dance. It's calm on the surface, but underneath, managing affairs, settling disputes, keeping the wheels turning. It's not for the faint of heart. Lord Yvain means well, but he makes decisions slowly, too slowly sometimes. Not that I complain. It's a role I've accepted, and one I'll carry out for as long as I'm needed. It's a quiet kind of chaos, but one we must master, for the sake of Connacht and those who call it home. Challenging doesn't begin to describe it. The court is the heart of Connacht, and if it falters, the rest follows. That's a heavy weight to bear. But if I'm honest, it's the plague that keeps me awake at night. I've seen what it does, how it spreads, how it steals lives without mercy. I lost my family to it. The only reason I'm still here is because I was locked away at court while since then, protecting this place, keeping it safe, has been more than a duty. It's been... Go on then. There's always more work to be done. The less attention, the better.
You're here. Let me look at you. You seem to have recovered after the All-Mother herself. I would gladly explain why you're wrong, but I have neither the time nor the... If I were a priestess at the Titan steps, and perhaps... But here... The entire place is a complete disarray, and the people here are not easily swayed by words. If they were, we wouldn't be in this pickle. I've been trying to work with Lord Yvain to control the situation. First came the Red Priest, braying about the Red Death and accusing people of hiding the diseased. They sow panic and mistrust as if we didn't already have both in a... And then you showed up and made a spectacle of yourself at the Menhir. We were hoping to make the relocation as peaceful as possible, but it seems we're fighting a losing battle. Whatever the All-Mother wanted you to see is between you and her. Besides, I'm more concerned with the impact your little spectacle had on the sentiments. You've given people hope. Only time will tell if that was misguided or what. There is more than one way to spread the All-Mother's grace. Why shouldn't a priestess take part in leading the people she serves? Lord Yvain is in a precarious situation. He needs all the support he can get, and supporting him in this endeavor only benefits. You're here. I will... Here lies Lady Maeve, wife of Lord Yvain Tarion, my dearest friend. The one I couldn't help. You're wondering why I'm here, aren't you? I'm wondering the same. I thought I'd find solace, or perhaps even go with her blessing.
Eyes forward and mind your step. Oi, you there, Sleeping Beauty. I saw them carrying you into Yvain's mansion. You feeling better now? Good. Would have been a shame if something happened to the one who lit up the Menhir. No wonder they brought you straight here. Tell me, did you get to see our lord? Or just that snake of his, Anselm? Sorry, stranger. I meant no offense. Name's Morag. I'm the innkeeper around here, though, as you've probably seen. Truth is, I was hoping that, with what happened at the Menhir and all, maybe you'd be kind enough to whisper a thing or two into it on my behalf. Because he doesn't bother listening to us common folk, even when our livelihoods are at stake. If we're lucky, we get to air our grievances to Anselm, but wait for the Lord's decision. How long can we wait? We're not some lazy nobles. We've got to eat, damn it. And unlike him, we have to work for our meals. Camelot shut down my inn. Said it was because of the Red Death, but the Red Priests have been here for ages. And last I checked, Yvain's still our lord. Not one of those Camelocians. What gives them the right to meddle in our business? I know. I was here when the outbreak hit. Lost some of my best patrons. But the Red Priests have it under control now. Every new case gets carted straight to the asylum, and we haven't had one in a good while. Now, I tried talking to the Camelocians. They told me to piss off. Now Yvain's my only hope. I thank you, stranger. All I want is a straight answer. Damn bastards come in here acting like I'll wait here for you.
If I just stay put, everything will be just fine.
I know. I already asked Anselm to tell her to wait. Honestly, what does she expect me to do? I don't doubt that. But Kuna, I wouldn't be surprised if Denholm shuts the inn down out of fear of rebellion. We all have to endure these Well, surely she's been given some sort of compensation, hasn't she? You're the one who spoke with her. I don't have my records on hand to check. Besides, it was Denholm's call. If anything...
The less attention, the better.
I've worked there since I was strong enough to lift a tankard full of ale. I'd hoped to leave it to one of my sons, but Camelot took them too. Eh? Too bad you'll never taste my ale. Best... It wouldn't be the same. The secret to good ale isn't just the recipe. It needs Connacht water, Connacht soil. Without that, it's just the same...
What brings you this way?
Hello there. Looking for solid, affordable gear? Ah, but where are my manners? I'm Alwyn. And you, my dear stranger, look like you're in dire need of a resupply. Well, the men here doesn't seem to be on the verge of dying anymore, and with the Camelot, the longer they stick around with nothing to spend their coin on but our stall, it's a bit of a... He always...
What brings you this way?
Good day.
Elixirs, powders, ointments, got something for wound, and all... Yes, all might... Anyway.
Oh, hello there. You're not here to talk about the men here, are you? Oh, please say no. Oh, there are far more exciting... I'm Bonksy, by the way. Oh, I'm not entirely sure. I'm just passing through. They want to live in one place. Oh, all different. Really? Oh, maybe I am. Oh, A trip to the caves. They were drunk. They caught on and I barely managed to slip past. You bet. Oh, crazy stories like that. I picked it up from... Isn't he? Always with that cheek. Slowly. You must... It's a piece of... It's kind of fun. All right, deal. I just want to get rid of... Oh, one more thing. This armor came with a letter. I found both. Oh, I'm a little jealous, to be honest. I chased the trail myself. But first, good to see you.
Always a pleasure to see you.
I have no idea. The Menhirs were Merlin and Nimue's domain. I was mostly just relieved they worked. Although I've always felt an odd sense of familiarity with them. I think they reacted to the power we now wield. The Four-Dweller element within us. But why and how? That's beyond even my understanding. But tell me, are you well? I'm not inside your mind. I can watch, and sometimes I can... Your feelings, your pain, they're yours alone. Throughout my life, I've rarely been idle. This helplessness. Good. That's good. The ones who helped me to build Avalon. We may not have chosen each other's company. Well, the apple has fallen far from the tree. His ancestor was a ruler devoted to his people. He was even capable of defying me when the situation called for it. And Yvain, I see a man trying to please everyone. Decisions are never easy. I see that the current lord is trying to delay that moment. And I fear it's his people who will suffer most because of his indecision. I know much time has passed. I just hope Palamedes' bloodline wasn't diluted by like many things in Avalon, it seems. But yes, they used to be quite influential. Sometimes unnervingly so. They had the ears and hearts of the people, and they made them rather bold in voicing their opinions. As you can imagine, we didn't always see eye to eye. I couldn't allow people to openly disagree with me, no matter the influence they thought they held among my subjects. The temple's representatives didn't approve of my use of the Wyrdness during the war. Sometimes it's necessary, and that was one of those times. In times of war, a leader cannot appear weak, cannot afford to look uncertain. Call it what you like. But war demands obedience, not debate.
You doing okay? Welcome! I haven't seen you around before. But since you decided to visit, like one day a friend of mine asked me if her new... She was... No. Good advice is always handy. And believe me, when it comes to archery, I'm not... In fact, I'd be surprised if you found anyone on Avalon who knows more about it than I... Well, find me someone else who's been doing this for over 40 years. Every aspect of it. Back in '84, I was chosen to represent... During one round, we were shooting at targets 100 meters away. The target was the size of a small apple, and the wind was blowing from the left. So, I took aim. If you were... I could have been... But as... About Connacht. What do you... There's not much to say. They told us the Menhir's gone out, and now they want to move us along with it, but... The way they're handling it... They've been here for weeks. If I were in charge of the Camelot troops, we'd have been done in 3 days. He's a good man, but that woman of his... Oh, mother preserve me. She once set herself on fire along with half the mansion. Yvain nearly lost his life trying to save her. Honestly, I'd have just let her burn. She wants to go up in smoke, be my guest. I was born here, and I've been shooting a bow ever since I was a wee. Around 8 one time, they were so they. I could have joined, but Lee and encounter in the watch. So I'd ask them, and they'd reply. I kept participating. Then I quit. Oh. Gossip is for women and innkeepers. You should see Morag for that. She's a good one. About 3 years ago, I helped her fix her roof because her husband had died, and there was no one else to do it. Osmond, you fixed that roof better than any roofer could. As it happens, there's something you can do for me. I've written a letter to Lord Yvain, a few suggestions on how, in my view, he figured he could use a bit of advice from someone with strategic sense. Would you take it to him? You've got younger legs, and I'd rather not leave. Brilliant. Hello again. Oh? So what? Just rip. Hello. Leave it already?
Always a pleasure to see you. Take care now.
Oh, forgive the mess. I didn't really have much choice about where to set up my things. Normally I'd be in a tavern, but... Oh, of course, my apologies. I'm Imran. My thoughts tend to drift far from the present. I'm a scholar of sorts, though not the kind that hides behind walls of parchment. My calling is to seek out traces of what was lost. Ruins, relics, anything older than old. And yes, I'm a Pict. Not many of us wander these lands, I know. Staying in one place isn't exactly in my nature. So I travel, I learn, I dig through the bones of the world hoping to find something more ancient than mankind. If you're asking out of politeness, let's just leave it at this. Trust me, I could talk the hind leg off a donkey. No. Wow! Thanks to Varel's generosity, I managed to get my hands on a certain book. They're the writings of a Dalariata scribe from nearly 6. But what's even more astonishing is the content. Do you understand what that... I'll tell you. It's so exciting. I suspect Avalon may have already been inhabited by a race similar. I've traveled across much of the island, and I've come across some mentions of the people of Farpoint, a place far in the northernmost reaches of Avalon. Perhaps the Wyrdness started to gather and ruin their crops, or maybe it was some sort of conflict that forced them to seek a new place on the island. It's hard to say with the scraps of information I've managed to gather so far. And so, my friend, here we are, staring down the question, or rather the flood of questions that wouldn't leave me alone. Many Picts I've known have prolonged contact with the Wyrdness. I thought it was just them, a bunch of lunatics, who first dared to embrace that. And what if it was the first men who knew how to live alone? And think about it. If we could uncover how they did it, But now, I'm trying to pull together more valuable information from these writings. I won't uncover anything new just sitting here. I got injured on my way to Connacht, and I'm not quite back to my full strength yet. Oh, don't worry about that, really. It's more of a... I have to give myself some time and I'll be as fit as a fiddle, or whatever it is you say here. The Grotto of First Men. That tribal scribe detailed where it should be located. I'd love to go there myself, but this is a matter of some importance to me. So, if you're one of those bold souls who take such ventures, truly excellent, I'm deeply obliged, my friend. Here are the... Return swiftly, and more importantly, the place seems to attract trouble. Not a good place, then. I'd run out of breath listing all the things that plague this place. Of all the misfortunes these poor people are facing, I'd wager the men here is the gravest of them. The Red Death, troubling as it is, seems manageable, at least with the intervention of the priests. But the weirdness. Ah, shoot. If the Menhir goes out, these people will face a far greater peril than... I heard she was a Dalariata who runs a bookshop in Connacht. I was a bit apprehensive about meeting her, and I admire her work that she even... Sometimes, it feels like people have lost all interest in discovery, whether it's the kind found in verses or the kind waiting out there. Try not to get eaten by something weird out there. What's on your mind? I'll get...
Welcome to Vrel's bookshop. No reading without buying. And if you're here for porn... Aye. Look, I don't begrudge anybody their reading habits. Aye. No only can I read. So, if you have a joke to tell... Perhaps it is. But you'd think that so-called civilized, hearing the same crude comments over and over again makes me feel like I've never left the training grounds. Then there are the braver ones who tell me I'm not welcome here. They all have more in common than they think. Eh? They're not all bad. I know it might sound like I was some poor, misunderstood girl with unusual interests. I was a rightful member of the tribe, and believe me, I didn't get my name for nothing. Funnily enough, she was the one who saw it as a problem. Vran believed that my lack of ambition to be the top Volker warrior somehow made her look bad. Every time I went to the temple to read in peace, she was on my ass about it. Until one day, she yelled at me. You can guess the rest. Oh, great. How's she doing? Still on her path to becoming the pinnacle of tribal perfection? Of course she did. It doesn't surprise me that she decided to join a fanatic. Though it is amusing that she chose one capable of using compound sentences. She never believed in the power of words. But perhaps that's exactly why she ended up following a man who fed her beautiful lies. I am no sure. When they decide to kick you out and take your name, they make a whole ceremony of it. You don't have to be there for it, though. Vran might have been pissed off enough. I don't really care. I'm not going to stop using my name just because my little sister told me to. This shop belonged to my late husband. We met on the road. I was a mercenary hired to protect the caravan. He was a fine older gentleman, fascinated with a Del Rita lass who shared his love for books. It was a lethal combination for my poor heart. We didn't get near enough years together. We didn't have much family left, and they couldn't care less about this place, so he left it all to me. Well, I can't just take the shop and hitch it to a cart, can I? I didn't hate living here, you know. It was fine when my husband was still alive. And then he died, and the respect died with him. And then Camelot arrived. Everything just went downhill for there. before you...
Spare a coin for the hungry.
Yeah, huh? Ah, yes. On the 14th day of the month of Oak, a procession they dragged people from their homes. Even our possessions, now I have nothing left. Back then I lived in the burrow. I was there when the priest came with a crowd of penitent. The priest, no more. No, but I gave... Yes. Thank you.
I am an outcast, exiled from my home by the Red Death. My struggle continues on the holy island of Avalon. When you hear the word, follow it. Set an example for other outcasts, with your faith and with your testimony. The word is our only chance to rid ourselves of the plague's taint. And if the word commands you to kill your brothers for spreading heresy, do so, for such is his way. If the word commands you to besmirch your father's name, do so and discard your sullied self, for such is your way.
You're doing okay.
I didn't mean to be a bother. I'm really sorry.
You doing okay? How can I help? Oh no. Are you one of those people obsessed with my son? I'm sorry, but we don't accept visitors. Goodbye. That's exactly what I was afraid of. Dangerous? Those almanacs he writes about armor? Oh, Mother! But they're professionals! Why would they even care about what a young boy like Arden has to say? He's no threat to them. They've got years of it. What could his books possibly change for them? By the... Now that you say it, I suppose I should have known. When those merchants from Timberwall came asking for more of Arden's work, I should have realized something was off. Oh, Mother, help me. I let it happen. I never stopped to think how serious it might all become. That someone would actually try to make armor based on his advice. I should have thought of it then. Should have seen the risk. But no. I go inside. Speak with my son if you want. Farewell.
This is unexpected, and you have a beautiful soul. I can hear them fluttering. I see they're soft, trust me. Even though I want to be generous, I want to be good. Souls, trinkets, all those that belonged to others, for you. A blessing of sophistication, or perhaps even lack. Can be worth coins, items, a man who is a scavenger, whether he's filth or a soul. Nothing more than a mongrel. Filth, but no, that would be too much. Filth, both a name and a title. There were people who made filth aware of let it feel special. Oh, and one more thing. If you have anything that once belonged to someone else... First and foremost, and Phil, heavy soul.
Always a pleasure to see you.
My father let you in? He never lets anyone through. I don't get visitors. Ever. You must be important. What could you possibly want with me? That doesn't make any sense to me. I just write about armor smithing. I mean, I know my books are out there, but they're not special. They're just descriptions, really. I don't see why anyone would care that much. That's surprising. It's not like I'm telling tales of great heroes or battles. I just write what I see. I don't understand why people would admire me for that. I thought I was making it clear how beautiful the process is. It's just how the words come out when I write. I didn't think it mattered all that much, as long as the ideas were clear. The Knights of the Round Table. I used to read all about their adventures, and I'd always get stuck on the paths when they described armor. What type of steel was it? What kind of joints did it use? Knights are impressive, yes, but what really caught my interest was how their armor worked. There's a logic to it. I suppose the stories of adventure and heroism are part of it too. A knight can't fight if his armor doesn't fit exactly right. And this... Dangerous? How could writing about armor smithing be dangerous? I don't understand. I'm not telling anyone to go into battle with the things I make. It's no different than a chronicler writing about wars or knights. My books, they're meant to show how beautiful armor smithing is. It doesn't make any sense to go that far. I'm just writing about armor. People could just ignore my books if they don't like them. They don't have to read them. I didn't write those almanacs to make money. I just wanted to share I didn't think anyone would use my work like that. I thought people would just learn, like I'm learning. I was just trying to share what I hear what you say, but it doesn't seem fair. I just wanted to share my ideas. That would be practical. If I just say up front that it's yes, that might solve the problem. I can still write what I want. Please, tell my father to contact my publisher.
So, did you find what you were looking for? He sure is. As skilled as any four-dweller. And only shame is, he can't seem to leave that cursed basement. Sometimes I wondered if I did something wrong. The boy never looks anyone in the eye. He only lives for those armors of his. But his mother, may the All-Mother shine upon her soul. So I love him, and I support him with all my heart. Maybe you're right. Maybe I don't trust myself or my own parenting. Maybe that's something to think about. Thank you for caring this much. That could be a solution. There are days he doesn't say a single word. It can be...
and let your guard.
Oh, All-Mother. Oh, my family. I was when I know, but so I thank. May the yeah. And now that's not scary. If you don't have any, I told.
Have some spare food or coin? Anything else?
Always a pleasure to see you.
Oi, you. You're new here, aren't you? Ah, no, sorry. Just us and the locals and, well, if you haven't noticed yet. Do they? Then maybe we're all just sick of looking at each other. I'm sure they're not all bad. It's not like I want to be here either. I've got a pregnant wife waiting for me at home, and they won't even let me buy a book for her. Yeah, about birthing and labour and whatnot. It's going to be our first, you see, so my wife...
But that Dalrita wench chased me out of her bookshop and what?
Anyway. Because she's... Well, could you, please? Oh,
Haven't seen your face around here before. I'd rather not have to put your name on the bounty board. No, that'd be Sheena. I keep this camp running and make sure everyone's pulling their weight. Idle hands have no place in Camelot's army, especially not on a mission like this. Trouble is, we've got more work than men. So if you're looking to earn some coin, I can't spare any soldiers to deal with things outside of Connacht. But I'll be damned if I let those bandit scum run loose. I handle what makes soldiers fight. You want glory and gold? See me. You want a softer pillow or... Legate Denham is in charge here. Sometimes I wonder if he upset someone higher up to get sent on this mission, because this place, it's a Lord Yvain's acting like a maiden on her wedding night. The Red Priests are throwing their weight around, and the locals are ignoring the fact that they're all about to be swallowed by the Wyrdness. I have no idea how the legate puts up with it all. But, well, I'm immunist most of... Once we're... I'll await you.
Ah, here's our troublemaker. You've really caused a stir around here with that spectacle in front of the Menhir. I had everything in order. The cart was ready, and people were all set to move to Camelot. But now, you appear out of nowhere, and suddenly a dying pile of stones lights up like a bonfire. That's bad. Firstly, because now I have to write yet another report to Camelot that we're going to be late. And secondly, you've somehow reignited the Menhir. And this has reignited people. And before you ask why it's dangerous, take a look around town. The recent Red Death outbreak took its toll. But you should be thankful to them. Their hopes are the only reason we have... That's the assumption I decided to go with. And that's why we're talking. You can go tell Murig that your presence doesn't change anything about our deal, and that you are And if he doesn't listen, play along, but come back to me when you learn what... Isn't it obvious? For the safety of all the residents of Avalon. Only by gathering the Menhirs in one place, and Avalon's population has significantly declined over recent years. We're on the brink of extinction, damn it. Only Camelot possesses the necessary infrastructure. If they remain here, they will die. Either from the Wyrdness itself, or from the horde of monsters. You must know that I didn't come here just to obey. Then at the very least, perhaps we will... I don't... Scattering... Murig, who apparently prefers to be called Maggot, is a druid, even though he may not look the part. Due to bad luck, or more accurately, the decisions of my superiors, that's why I'm forced to work with Murig, and prophet be my witness. But I'm no fool. I know that what happened in front of the Menhir he'll try to find a way to reignite the Menhir so that it could stay in Q. So, if you ever find out what he's planning, if he ever asks you to fetch something for his ritual... Oh yes, this again. You can tell her that if this matter is raised one more time, she will owe restitution to Camelot for... That's my final word on this matter. I'll await your return.
If you're here to chat, you've wasted a trip. Speak up or ship out. Well, are you standing there for a reason, or is... Jobs. Check the notice board outside. There's always something that needs doing, and I don't have time to spell it all out. Can you read? Can you lift more than a feather? Then there's work for... Pleasant is for feasts and fair days. Now, I'm here to keep us supplied and alive, not to make friends. If you need... I don't know where all that eagerness comes from, but I'm starting to think if I had 10 of you, my job would be a whole... And as it happens, I might have something for you, though it's a little different from what you've been doing so far. It seems that over the past few weeks, some just small amounts, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even notice at first. But when I checked the books at the end of the month, someone's been stealing the Legion supplies, and I won't... At first, it was mostly just food, so I figured it must be rats. But not only did the traps turn up empty, the next time I checked, a hammer, a sword... I don't know about you, but I've never heard of a rat that can chew through iron. I thought I did. One of the lads, Percy, volunteered to guard the supplies. Seemed like a decent enough guy, but Well, the next day, Percy was gone, and with him, even more of the supplies. His mates swear he'd never do that. The problem is, the thefts haven't stopped. In the storefront nearby. Maybe you'll find something, because I am all out of ideas. I'm Shine, quartermaster of Camelot's Legion here in Connacht. My job is making sure this Legion doesn't fall apart from lack or neglect. A thankless job, let me assure you. Legate Denholm runs the show here, and I make sure his boots are on solid ground. He's got a head for strategy and a heart for politics. He dreams of dragging Connacht out of the muck and into Camelot's arms. I just keep the wheels greased, so his grand plans don't grind to a halt. My story? Huh, it's locked up tighter than our... Back again.
Open up, Fergus. We know you're in there.
Get lost! You've taken everything from me!
Stop whining and open up! I've had enough of this lunatic. Keep an eye on it. What do you want? Then go be curious somewhere else.
Open up, Fergus! Not a chance!
No, you could not, because it isn't your job. But if you really must know, yesterday one of our warehouses caught fire because of one of Ferket's inventions. Denham ordered us to investigate, but how are we supposed to do that if we can't question the suspect? Come on, Ferket!
I don't care!
Well, maybe you're right. All right, go ahead. Remember to ask him about his inventions, the dangerous ones in particular.
Who are you? Did Camelot send you? I'm not talking to those thieves. I think it's quite obvious, isn't it? They're harassing an honest inventor. First, they stole my entire life's work, and now they show up with grievances. I'm not giving them anything. And... oh, aye, it did. And no surprise there. They've only got themselves to blame. They barged in here and grabbed everything that wasn't nailed down. No, actually, they even prized loose the things that were nailed down and took them too. Do you know what this device is? It's a pyrolusite stabilizer. And they took all the pyrolusite, but left the stabilizer behind. No wonder it blew up. Yes, pyrolusite, my most prized invention. I've spent half my life working on it. And what did they do? Oh, they just took it away. And well, pyrrolosite is a wondrous substance. It can create fire anywhere you are. All you need is a drop of pyrrolosite, add a little spit, and there you have it. Oh, it also amplifies the power of weird fires. Isn't that marvelous? So, tell me, don't you think it's marvelous? Exactly! But all great inventions need painstaking preparation. It takes years of experimentation to make them safe for use. As you can see, my pyrrolosite isn't stable yet. That's why the stabilizer is... Well, I was pretty agitated. Do you think so? It's their fault for taking whatever they pleased, and I know perfectly well what happens when you meddle with inventions you know nothing about. Science is a field for geniuses, not for brainless, grindy... Someone died? Too bad. They shouldn't have put their grubby paw... I won't confess to anything because I don't feel responsible for anything. And yet, such is the law of nature. The weak and the foolish eliminate themselves, even though our world is far from ideal. So forgive me for smiling at... It's what... As you already know, I have no love for Camelot. However, if it means securing my... Yes, I suspect so too. Still, there are two things I value above all. Science and life. At least I'll take all my secrets to the grave, so my inventions won't fall. I could continue working on pyrrolosite. I have another idea. Are you familiar with weird candles? They possess the ability to dispel the weirdness, just like a campfire, but if you light one, you can walk through the night without fearing transformation. But weird candles burn out quickly, and their production is quite complex. Perhaps my Yes, I think I would like to go to Denholm and tell him what we discussed. That...
Who is it? Oh. All right.
Sorry. I wasn't expecting anyone. You'd be nervous too. If half of Connacht branded you... I wish Quill hadn't been so eager when Camelot was looking for workers. I told him people wouldn't be happy with us. If he had just waited a bit... I could... As long as I don't go out too much. I mean, I don't think anyone would actually hurt me. Or at least It's hard. Being spat on by... I get that they're angry. But Quill and I aren't to blame. That doesn't give them the right to make me afraid. They haven't hurt me, no. But I barely leave the house anymore. We haven't done anything to them. So he won't be home for dinner? Or the next few days, I suppose? Oh, bother. Fine. Fine, I'll go. Thank you for coming. Here. Not unless you can give our lord a swift kick in the arse, if this drags on any longer. But thank you. Thanks for coming.
gloves and spare food or coin.
Well, well, look who's here. If it isn't our self-appointed detective. I'll admit I was furious at first, but the lieutenant swore it was the right decision. Do you think so? That's an intriguing idea. If you claim that Furkett had no intention of harming my soldiers, then I will make sure that he has a quiet place to work. As far from human settlement. Tell Furkett of my decision. Let him...
And? What's our... Oh, it appears Camelot still has... Well, it's not a perfect solution. In that case, I'll pack my bags and report to Denholm. You're going to take care of my house. After all, you just saved my life, but I can't pay you. The house stays. So, here, the mad scientist cottage is down. Burn it down, sell it. I don't...
Spare a coin for the hungry.
You're here. Aye, you've got a good. So you are.
Nice to see you. Good day.
Got money?
You doing okay? Hello again. Oh, how did it go? So what? Just remember. Hello again. Leaving already?
You doing okay? Good to see.
Spare a coin for the hungry.
Yes? Well, I'll be damned. It certainly needs. They say she. But she won't be. And here are the. Here was a. And he ended. Hey. That's the spirit. Let's.
Trying to start something?
I fought tough. Damn it all, that was pathetic. I used to be a force to be reckoned with. Don't you dare patronize me! I know what I am, but I'll tell you this. I'm not ready to go down without... Exercise? I don't have time for that. Exactly. You're quick. I'll give you that. I need one of those. Not some quack remedy, If I knew, I'd have fetched it myself. But there's talk of alchemists in the region who dabble in such things. And if anyone... I've also heard about some powerful stuff from the Dalrieta tribes. Trust me, I'm not a fan of those folks. Good. Yes? I'll await...
You need something?
Back a... Fine.
Who are you? What are you doing here? Oh, gods. Please don't tell me they sent you after me. Is that what they're saying? Gods, this is a nightmare. I'd never desert. I can't believe I'm going to die here. Of course I am, but it's impossible. I've searched every inch of this place. Things still fall in from time to time. So, I'm sorry, my friend, but we are well and truly stuck here. I don't envy you your hope, but go ahead.
Another guess? My, how word must have spread. I didn't think there were still fools eager to walk in the shadow of my throne. I am Garrick Tarian, rightful lord of Connacht, blood of Palamedes, born to rule, my legacy squandered by lesser men. Because I made a mistake. I toyed with the wrong woman. I thought she was just another pawn in my game, but she was no trinket. She was a Bandrui, a woman of power, of the old ways, and all I wanted was to live longer. Yes, and then some, as you can see. Eternal life. Sounds like a gift, doesn't it? But no, I was not given life, only existence. Trapped in this mockery of a world, I have seen my house crumble, I have seen weak men take what was once mine, and I have seen it all from behind a veil. This is a prison. Only those with true mastery over the old ways. Druids, Bandrui, a realm that both is and is not. For me, it is damnation. A place where time does not move, where the world unfolds, just a theater where I may watch but never step upon the stage. And worst of it all, it is boring. No conquests, no feasts, no pleasure, no purpose. And the veil between worlds is thinning. My prison and your world should never touch. It seems the world outside is shifting, twisting in ways it was never meant to. A tale like this should not exist. And yet somehow, you've slipped through, whether that's for good or ill. Yes, I know. You think this prison blinds me. No, I see the world. And Yvain, he is the true downfall of House Tarion. A soft-bellied fawn, too weak to hold the reins. He is not my heir. He is the ghost of a great... Ah, history. The great devourer, Palamedes, my ancestor. His name endures, woven into the fabric of Avalon like a... But me, I am the frayed end, the unraveled strand. And why? Because I ruled not with honeyed words, but with truth. Because Connacht was mine. My name should have echoed through the ages, carved into stone. And yet, here you stand, proving what I have long suspected. Gracious. You mistake me for a king who gracious rulers are forgotten. Merciful kings are overthrown. I ruled with a firm hand because Avalon demands it. Did my people fear me? Perhaps. But they obeyed. And obedience is the only thing. Tell me, would you rather be adored and... Clever. But this was not history's doing. This, and yet, what's the difference in the end? Whether by time's hand or my throne is tainted, and the wretch who calls himself, I believed eternity. I don't know. I cannot be killed. Not by blade, not by fire, not by time itself. I've tried everything. So unless you hold power equal to the one who cursed me, I wouldn't bother reaching. You can always duel me, and die for my amusement if that suits you. Oh, now that is. You are not the first to make such an offer, nor would you be the first. But what am I, to refuse a dance? Come then, let us see if your blade can carve deeper than fate itself.
believe it. You? How did... That I don't... Oh, it's so good to be back. Funny. Guess I'll go report to Shine. Honestly, I'm...
Back again? Percy tried to spin me some wilds. I didn't toss him straight into a cell, only because he swore you could back. So, what did you find? You're pulling my leg, aren't you? Tell me this is some elaborate prank you... Oh, mother have mercy. Can nothing in this goddamn place... I may be a bit of a city woman, but you can't tell me that it's normal to have creatures made of bloody straw. And now you're saying there are cracks in the world. Does that mean I need to move my... Well, that's some good news at least. Not gonna ask how, in case there's something about you that we'd both be better off with me not knowing. Thanks for your help. Here, something... There might be something, but... No! Of course not. Just don't want Denholm getting on my ass for waste, even though it'll be your time and my... Well, one of our warehouses burned down recently. Completely. When I checked what was left, I found a trapdoor. It must have been hidden under the floorboards, because I never saw it before. Problem is, it's sealed shut, and the lock looks ancient. Denholm told... Yeah, I am. Really bloody curious. Can you blame me? There's no... And who knows? You might find something useful down there. Even if it's just more space I can use for storing supplies. No, because I don't know how. I'm an officer in Camelot's army, not... Despite what the locals think of us, we don't go around stealing everyone's stuff. Yeah, I've set aside some of my wages. Not like there's much to spend on around here anyway. Great. Oh, and one more thing. Great, then you know where to start.